Hello everybody, I hope everybody's doing well out there. My name is Chef Rob. Today we're going to make Snickerdoodle scones. Scones usually tend to be a little on the drier side. These won't be at all. Really good, a lot of flavor into it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take all the dry ingredients, put it right into the food processor here, and then we're going to cut up some butter and we're going to pulse that. So let's just take this off. You always want to make sure the food processor is all lined up correctly. Okay, right before you start, we are going to take 2 full cups of the flour. Just level that off like that, and just put it right into the bottom of the basin here. And then we're going to add in some sugar. The sugar will give it the crust and the moistness of the bread. So 1/3 of a cup of sugar, granulated sugar. Just make sure it's nice and even. Don't have a little flow in the bottom of it. Don't have it too high. Just have it just right. Sprinkle this around here. Then we're going to use some cream of tartar. Cream of tartar always used in Snickerdoodles. So 1 teaspoon. A little bit of baking soda, about 1/2 of a teaspoon. And again, level that right off. Sprinkle that in. Now 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, so this is a 1/4 measurement, so I am just kind of cutting that in half. If you had a little too much cinnamon in there, that would be okay. Cinnamon is good. And then we're going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, because that will bring out all the flavor in here. And I just took this stick of butter out of the refrigerator, so it's very, very cold. And I'm just going to cut this up into 8 pieces. Now today I'm using it in the food processor. A lot of times I will just take it and I will take a box grater, something just like this. And what you would do is just kind of grate it and then just kind of go with your hands and do it. So if you don't want to take out the food processor, feel free to do it with the box grater. Okay, just drop this right in here. And then we're just going to pulse this just until it's like a pebbly type of a mixture. Let's just check on that, see how that is. See how that is? Really small, nothing. It is just like pebbles, so perfect. That's all we need. Now we are just going to put in 1/2 a cup of heavy cream. Very important to use the heavy cream. Okay, don't skimp and use 1/2 and 1/2. Regular milk, 1%, okay? The consistency will not come out the same, so really use it. Buy a small one. There are certain places where you can get good deals on heavy cream, a lot of the clubs. And then 1/2 of a teaspoon of the pure vanilla extract. And we're just going to pulse it just till it the dough just kind of clings together. Okay, it's all nice and combined, kind of crumbly, perfect. Okay, so let's just take this off right here. We are just going to dust our work surface. And now, if you think it needs to come together just a little bit more, be careful not to get it through the holes here because you want to keep everything. Okay. I suggest you just take everything, put it into a bowl, okay, just where you can work the dough just a little bit. You don't want to overmix the dough. Okay, see how it's really crumbly, but it's kind of a wet crumbly. See, when you just go like that with your hands, so that is perfect. So I just want to bring all the dough together. And then we're going to put this on the floured surface, and we're going to work it for about 10 seconds. And then we're going to make it into a disc. And this is going to bake in a 375 oven. So if you are making this now, I would suggest have your oven on to 375. You want to put it on a baking sheet that has either parchment paper or a silicone baking mat. And it's going to take about 14 to 15 minutes. Okay, this is good. Let's build this dough up. Let's get it pretty high. About 1 inch tall. Okay, and it should be about a 6-inch disc. That looks just about right. You can cut it into 6 or 8 pieces, depends on how big you want the scones. So I am going to cut this into 8. Cut it right down the middle. And then, just so you don't kind of make them too small, that almost kind of, you can mark the dough a little bit so they all come out at the same time. Okay. And then just kind of do the same right here. Just called scoring it. Okay, let's just take these. We're going to put them on a baking sheet that I already have the parchment paper right here. Slide this over. Make sure they are separated for about 2 inches apart, because they are going to expand. I really smell that cinnamon. It does definitely smell like a Snickerdoodle. Put it towards, take the bottom rack, raise it up one, and put a sheet of aluminum foil on the rack above. Not on top of the scones, but the rack above. And that'll prevent them from getting too dark too quickly. So if you can see how they are, nice height to it. And now we're just going to take a brush and we're going to take some heavy cream and a little bit of cinnamon sugar. So let's make that. So now let's just take 2 tablespoons of the granulated sugar. Let's put it into a small bowl. Then we want 1.5 teaspoons of the ground cinnamon. So this is a teaspoon here, so now just about a half. And either a whisk, or I have this measuring out, I could just mix it just like that. And then you could use heavy cream, you could use half and half, regular milk, just to brush the top of the scones. Either one would be fine. I had the heavy cream out, so I am just going with that. So I'm just brushing the top. You don't have to do the sides. Gives it a nice little shine to it, and also makes that cinnamon sugar stick to it. Remember, this goes in a 375 oven. It'll take about 14-15 minutes. The sides, you should be able to press in on it, and it should kind of spring back. If it feels like your finger would sink into it, it means it needs a little more time. But check it, because 375, a high temperature, and in size right now they're small, but they will get larger. Okay, let's just take that cinnamon sugar, and as much or as little as you like. And these will freeze really well. They would stay in the freezer for about a month, month and a half, pretty well. But they will last for probably about 2-3 days on the counter. A couple more days if you had them in the refrigerator. And these are our Snickerdoodle scones. Let's pop these into the oven. I have a sheet of aluminum foil on the rack above, and that will again will keep this nice, and it won't burn the cinnamon sugar here. Okay, so our Snickerdoodle scones are done. We got 8 really nice good sized ones. They're very moist. They're nice warm, but they will be nice, just really cool as well too. Okay, so I am just gonna put these on a platter here, and these are perfect for a brunch, snack, anytime. Remember, you can freeze them, whatever you would like to do. If you like a little more cinnamon, just add about another 1/4 teaspoon to the inside of the batter, but you may not have to do that. Depends on how much cinnamon you really like. So I hope you make these. Thank you for watching my class as always, and check out my Facebook page, Simply Creative Chef Rob. Bye-bye.